Okay, I just couldn't resist talking about this. The trade with Luka Dončić and Anthony Davis might be one of the worst sports trades I've seen almost ever. I know there was a bit more in that deal to sweeten it up, but it just still doesn't seem good. It might be the worst sports trade to ever exist. It angers me deep inside, and I don't even watch the NBA that much anymore. You're trading a superstar talent that's extremely young for a mediocre star talent that's extremely old at the ass end of his career. It just doesn't make sense. It hurts me inside. I'm like, scrambled brain, confused on why in the fucking world this would even be made. It's just handing LA a super team, because they already have LeBron, they already have like the God squad, and then they get Luka Dončić, and now they have just a perfect squad, and they can't be beat at all. I mean, they're probably gonna have the most wins ever. I can't see any team that can muster up the ability to beat them consistently. Currently, the Lakers are 28-19. I foresee them going, let's say, 60-28. I think that's about how it's going to look. It's going to be atrocious. It's going to be a terrible NBA. For the LA fans, of course, you're going to love it. But I'm going to probably watch a little bit of the highlights because I want to see how good that team will be. It's like if Kobe and Shaq actually enjoyed each other's presence enough to play well together. The way I've been describing this in my head was Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford. If anybody remembers that NFL trade that happened a little while ago. I thought that was one of the worst trades in sports history. But this trumps it by sixfold. Holy hell. How the hell did you even convince them to, did you smoke 10 joints and then have a few beers and then, tickle his butthole in a special way? Tell him you're going to give him a blowy every week? There had to be at least 2 reach-arounds in that meeting to feasibly come up with that idea. The Mavs without Luka Dončić lost by 44 points in their last game. That's fucking insane! That's, one of the worst losses in basketball. That's just being obliterated. That's being blown out of the water. They almost let them score 200 fucking points. How do you even let that occur? If I was Mark Cuban and I owned the Mavs, I would fire the GM as soon as those words came out of his mouth. Oh yeah, I just traded Luka Dončić for Anthony Davis. This is gonna be a banger game coming up. Fucking, truly, best season alive. You can't compensate in any way the first round pick for Luka Dončić. Because what are the odds you're gonna get the same star talent that you drafted like him? It's slim to none. I don't see it happening. It'd be near impossible. Drafting star talent like him, there's 2 in a draft. There's not a whole first round that's truly amazing, kind of like football can be. It is 1 dude or 2 dudes, maybe. You're lucky if there's 2. You're lucky if there's 1. Shit. Anthony Davis isn't bad at basketball, by any means. He's a good player. But he's not nearly as good as Luka Dončić. And it's, absurd to me. I just can't understand. I'm gonna go insane here. I just like watching sports. I don't have a favorite team. I just enjoy watching sports and understanding the sport and looking at it from a coach's perspective. And it doesn't make sense. This trade is if you went into NBA 2K and turned off trade requirements. If you made it so they have to accept the trade. Force accept. Every single time. And it's oh yeah, I might as well make it a bit fair for them. I can't just give them nothing for Luka. It's just mind-boggling. I don't know what the fuck occurred in that meeting. I only have a few questions, how good are the Lakers gonna do? How bad are the Mavs gonna do? But I'm really curious on if the Lakers could beat the Bulls' record of, getting the most wins next season. Because I believe that is actually a possibility now. Now that they have a team that could possibly do it, I think it's completely in the realm of acceptance. It's gonna happen, I think. That's if LeBron stays another year. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest basketball player of all time. And I'll use both of those words not to piss anybody off, because I know some people are LeBron cockriders, or glazers, I guess you could say, and oh my god, he's the greatest. They get on their knees and start bowing down to him like he's God. I'm not saying he's bad. He's one of the best, if not the best, as I said. I just don't like saying he's the best, because that'll make at least one person angry. What really poses the question is, what team could stop the Lakers now? What team has it in them to beat the Lakers? Because you gotta have one of your best defenders guard LeBron. You have to have the best defender guard him. And then you have to have another good defender to guard Luka Dončić. It's just near impossible. You need to have 2 star talents on the defensive end compared to 2 of the best current players. I think there's a higher chance of me jerking off and the cum splooging on the moon than anybody beating the Lakers in any game of basketball, even feasibly possible. I don't even normally talk about sports on my channel, but I feel like I need to for this. It is just such an atrocious trade. I needed to like let it sink in for a day or two to like double check to make sure it was real. It wasn't just people memeing or like all the reporters were like playing a practical joke where it's like, oh yeah, let's all say this at the same time. Where Luka Dončić is being traded for Anthony Davis and a few other sweetening the deal things. I just can't understand like that movement, that noises is just describes what I think about this. It, I don't know. I've seen some bad trades in almost every sport. I like MLB, NHL, NFL, NBA. They're all some of my those are my favorite sports. When I think of a bad trade in the NFL, I think of Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford. One of the worst trades I've seen. When I think of a bad trade in the MLB, I think of the Mookie Betts deal. It's just like some things are baffling at a point. I can't understand what's going through some of these GMs' minds when they're thinking, yeah, this trade will be good. This is going to boost my team to the top. To the fucking moon. And, like, then they fail for the next decade. The Mavs have been ruined. For the next 10 years, they're not going to have any success, I don't think. Maybe they'll have a little bit, a shred. They'll make it to the playoffs. But I don't see them winning. I don't see them doing anything with Anthony Davis. Luka Dončić at least gave them a chance. Dirk Nowitzki is rolling over in his grave about this trade, I feel like. Because he was on the Mavs when they won. He was basically the carry of their team. He was one of the best. And imagine if they traded Dirk Nowitzki for LeBron James. And it's just like, there's no compensation for a trade that's this atrocious. You need 2 or 3 first-round picks to equal up to what Luka Dončić is. Alright. I'm going to stop ranting for the next 2 hours. So, everybody have a good day, night, or whatever time it is for you. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Gotta say membership, because those exist. If you feel generous, it's only $2. Alright, peace, everybody. I almost forgot to do a little jig, because I need to get this video to 8 minutes long. Better hit that subscribe button. I'm doing this for a minute. This is hard work. I'm working harder than the Lakers are gonna be. Almost to the end. Man, my legs hurt. I don't usually do squats for this long. Alright. There we go. That's a minute.